Hey you! Hey, welcome young wizards! I'm your trusty guide, the Wizard Dog, and I'm here to help you master the game of Wizard in Training. Today we'll explore the enchanted world where your decisions shape your magical journey. Let's begin by setting up and playing our first round. To start, remove the cards 2 through 5 and jokers from the deck. Shuffle the remaining cards and draw one to find your starting spot on the board. In this case, we've drawn the 6 of diamonds. Circle the starting box that matches diamonds, and just like that, you're ready for the adventure ahead. Now let's draw 3 cards to get the game rolling. We've pulled the Ace of Clubs, 8 of Hearts, and 9 of Spades. I say let's go with the Ace of Clubs for this round. It's full of energy, just like me after a snack. Here's what happens when you pick a card. First, you get a bonus based on the suit. Since we chose the Ace of Clubs, you gain 1 energy. Next, you get movement points. The Ace gives us 6 movement points, plenty to get around. Oh, and don't forget, certain cards like the Ace also give you a Pixie, a magical helper that lets you repeat an action. Finally, we upgrade an action by writing the card's value to the leftmost empty box of the matching action according to its suit. It's all part of the wizardly process. Alright, with 6 movement points, we can travel between action items on the board. Each line you draw between boxes costs 1 movement point. If you pass by items like potions or gems, you can pick them up, but remember they'll cost extra movement points. Let's use our movement points to land on the fetch action item with our Ace, which means we'll perform the fetch action for this round. When traveling across the board, you'll come across many magical items. For example, there are gems, those shiny little treasures that give you points when you complete a row in the gem corner. They're perfect for boosting your score. Then there are potions. You can pick them up and gain points. Trees and bushes are also scattered around the board. When you pick up a tree, you advance along the tree track, unlocking rewards as you progress. Bushes work similarly, but they have their own unique rewards along the bush track. And of course, there are enemies. If you encounter a 1 dot, 2 dot, or even a 3 dot enemy, you can defeat them by spending movement points too. Defeating enemies advances your enemy track, helping you score extra points along the way. Then there's also the energy, which is a powerful resource in the game. If you run out of movement points but need to travel a little further, you can use your energy to keep going. Each energy point you spend gives you 1 extra movement point. Energy is handy when you want to extend your travel to reach an important action item or pick up an item along the way. Be sure to use it wisely. Since we landed on the fetch action item using our Ace, we can now perform the fetch action for this round. This allows us to grab 1 item from our trail. If this action was upgraded, we could fetch more, but for now we'll just snatch up 1 item. That ends our turn. Good work. Now, let's move on to the next round. We've drawn the King of Hearts, 6 of Spades, and 8 of Diamonds. We'll choose the King of Hearts this time. The King of Hearts gives us 9 movement points, plenty of ground to cover. We'll use those movement points to land on the spell action item, which means we'll perform the spell action for this round. This allows us to gain a potion or level up an existing one, gaining immediate rewards depending on its level. If the spell action itself was upgraded earlier, we can level up potions even faster and gain more benefits. Next, let's talk about the dungeon action. If you land on the dungeon action item, you'll draw 3 cards and check if any of their values match the ones listed in the dungeon action on your board. If one does, you can circle the topmost unmarked score in the dungeon corner, gaining valuable points. The more dungeon actions you successfully complete, the more points you score. Entering the dungeon is thrilling, but it requires careful card selection. Finally, the remaining action that I have not explained yet, the treasure action. This action lets you draw a number of cards based on your upgrade to gain a treasure. You can then keep it in the treasure corner. At any time, you can use a wild treasure, crossing off a treasure value to get the benefits of a regular card option. But this treasure will no longer count for your scoring at the end of the game. Adapt and thrive, that's how a true wizard works. We'll count points from potions, gems, treasures, the dungeon, and more. In the end, your wizard rank will be determined by your total points. 81 or more makes you a master wizard. And now, dear wizard, the magic you've unleashed will echo through the ages. Whether battling through dungeons or collecting mystical treasures, let the magic in your paws guide you to greater wonders. The world of wizardry is vast and full of enchantment. May the magic always be with you.